Okay, I got my Steam gift card for my friend for Christmas, and my new fancy PC is all ready to go. Now I just need to figure out what to buy. Yeah, sure, I've heard good things.
One eternity later.
Oh shit! So, if it wasn't obvious by the intro, I may have become a little tiny bit obsessed with this game over the past couple months. And so that means I am legally obligated to farm my interest for content. Let's get into it.
Oh, this mess made me sick. If you don't allow me to rest, then I'll surely Go fucking damn it!
Alright, so Lamb, Lamington, Lambert. Lamb has got to be one of the silliest protagonists I have ever seen. Cause look at this little guy. Look at this sweet little bean in their chubby little cheeks. They kill people for fun. And I think that's silly. Media literacy is dead. I don't condone murder. But so, my love for Lamb aside, I wanted them to look like they were floating in this pose, like they were coming down of the portal from another crusade. I don't know what it's called. The pendant thing, pentagram, that thing. They're coming out of there. I considered giving Lamb the little shush hand, the one you put the finger to the mouth and you're like, shh. But it covered their bell, and I couldn't find a way for it to not cover the bell, and the bell is, you know, kind of an important part of the design, so I just scrapped it. The shush hand was also supposed to lend to the expression that I wanted to give them, which I still end up giving it to them, but I wanted to give them this really, really smug expression because, you know, they're smug little shits sometimes, and I kind of love that about them. I ended up referencing this really cool pose I found on Pinterest of someone just underwater posing, you know, looking like they're floating. And I don't know about y'all, I personally could never do that. I would drown. I tried to find them again on Pinterest to see if I could, you know, give credit where credit's due, but I cannot find them again. So this person, you're cool. Thank you for the pose. So as y'all have seen in my other drawings, when I usually do shoelaces, they're kind of this boxy shape that's, you know, pretty sharp and stuff, but Lamb is a very circular shape in general, very, very round, very plump, so, you know, change it to circles. You'll also see me experiment with, you know, trying to give them an untied shoelace, because they're a little chaotic, little forgetful, not as cunning as the others, but, I don't know, it looked weird, so I scrapped it. Zippy! Background time. But back to character design, I wanted Lamb's design to be very asymmetrical. One reason was because I actually realized I don't do a lot of asymmetrical designs, and I want to fix that. But two, because I wanted their design to just be chaotic compared to the bishops, and I feel like the bishops would have very symmetrical designs if they were to have, like, you know, less simplistic designs from the in-game sprites. And you'll notice both in the background and on the armor over their wool skirt, there's this little triangle, 3 triangle design that I do, and that was supposed to be the symbol of the cult because I am a little dumb and did not process that the red crown is supposed to be the symbol of the cult. But you'll see me go back and fix that in the final render. I gave them freckles because, you know, they're out in the sun a lot, both on Crusades and at the cult, and, you know, cute for that little murderous sweet being. I still don't condone murder. So whenever a character has the trope of being able to reincarnate a lot, I always kind of like the headcanon that they get scars from every single time that they've died, and the scars are left as a reminder of the fact that they have experienced death more than you're supposed to be able to. So yeah, again, because I'm like this, there's scars all over that little body, but specifically the one around their neck you can't really see because of their belt collar, and I don't know, maybe they hide that one because that one's a little too traumatic. I'll get into it in the second half, but there is a reason why some of their features are kind of different from regular humans. In particular, the glowing eyes, the pointed ears, and the blackening limbs. That that, that's all for the second half. This part's spoiler free for you guys. I gave them a couple of earrings, but their little dangly one is supposed to look like the little horn from their in-game sprite. And I also think it would look pretty cool animated because, you know, it would just be following their line of movement and swishing and swaying as they dodge blows and stuff, and yeah. Another thing I noticed is that Lamb is, at least on technicality, ambidextrous. Because to be like, you know, time and cost efficient, instead of making an animation for each direction that Lamb faces when doing anything, they just flip the animation because, you know, Lamb's actual design is pretty symmetrical and, you know, it's just easier that way. But this does mean that all the weapons and things that Lamb uses switches hands quite often. So, you know, that's my little personal headcanon that Lamb is ambidextrous, and because of that, only gloved one of their hands so that could be used to block weapon blows and the other could be used to actually use their weapon. And, you know, they switch out which hand is gloved that day just based off of, you know, the weapon, the curse, the relic, all that kind of stuff. And that is Lambert. Ignore how the symbol changed in the background. You'll see me do it in the other half. This is the half with the spoilers. I am on day 500. I have over 100 hours in this game, and I am 97% finished with this save file. Spoilers, be aware.
Oh my god! Babe! Hi, babe! Hi! Hi, baby!
So ignore how this starts without my typical little blocking session. I lost the first little bits of sketching, but, you know, I don't care enough at this point. This is our little Catboy Narender, and hey, you can't complain. You can't complain about me using his actual name, because I gave you the spoiler warning, and the one who hates is a mouthful that I don't want to say every time, so be mad. But yeah, so Catboy Narender, this is meant to be his follower form, because, I don't know, that's more fun to draw, and I can draw their little interactions in the future, and them being a little shit to them. Ignore the struggle with the legs. I was trying to do a fun little step in front pose, but it didn't really work because of the long ass robe, and it was just kind of getting muddled and confused, so we just ignore it. It's not there. One little thing I want to bring to everyone's attention, because I love shape language. I was gonna say something that I really don't think I can say on YouTube. But so Narender's design is obviously meant to be kind of the opposite of Lamb's, where Lamb is really round and soft, and Narender is sharp and angular. So specifically, the only round part of his design is the belt around his neck that was gifted to him by Lamb, which one is for reasons, but two, because I think Lamb in the beginning would be a little like nervous about Narender trying to murk him randomly, and obviously, you know, he just reincarnate, but that's kind of annoying to deal with, so he literally just belled the cat. So when I was first trying to figure out this man's design, I was not having a good time. It looked so basic and uninteresting, but my partner is very nice and helped me come up with a sketch for a better design, and part of that was to make him serve. We cinched that motherfucker's waist, we gave him a sharp ass jawline and beard to match, and we gave him the most emo-est eyeliner to ever exist, and he wakes up at 5 a.m. every morning to do it. I used chains to help with the cuntiness. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? We'll find out. But yeah, so I used it to help him serve a little bit more, but also it's obviously a callback to when he was chained up in white limbo, whatever that place was. But you know, they're gold now, so you know, they're prettier to look at and less traumatizing, even though he kinda deserved it for what he did. And now I get to talk about the godhood stuff, because we're in the spoiler section and I get to talk about all my fun little headcanons. But yeah, so couple of things. There's obviously the arm bone things that Narender has going on, and you know, of course that's from his original design, but I wanted to carry it over because it's such a distinctive thing and really like makes it obvious who this is supposed to be. So one of my little headcanons is that anyone who takes over the mantle of the god of death, their body slowly starts to rot in certain areas. Obviously, Narender, his arms are much more rotted than the rest of his body, and that's mostly because I didn't feel like drawing an actual corpse today. But if you notice, at the very edges of his elbow, there's a little bit of skin color starting to seep in, which, you know, could be interpreted as part of him losing his powers. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then there is also his ears, which are very long. I like to think this happens to anyone who starts having godly powers, and of course the bishop's ears would be the longest because they're the most powerful. But it matters not only how strong you are, but also how long you've had your powers, which is why Lamb's ears are just human ears but pointed instead of actual like full-on demonic ears. And then there's also the little bit of blackening on Lamb's ears, and a lot of blackening on Narender's ears because, you know, that's another god of death thing. And I really liked the brush that I used for it because it had this like almost spongy moldy texture, and you know, mold is rot and your body rots after you die. And remember how I mentioned I was struggling with his original design? That included the hair. I decided on the Bantu knots pretty early because they were just cool and sharp and what I wanted, but I had for a second this design where he just had Kuching's buns, and it so didn't work, and I was just banging my head against the desk, and then I remembered Bantu knots exist, and I was blessed. The two little triangles next to the red kind of like fabric layer thing that Narender has going on are a callback to the typical follower form outfit. And of course, the little X scars on his face are meant to represent his boss form. Also, I have a little mini story time. While I was working on these drawings, the main reason I was working on them was because I couldn't play the game. My game had crashed in such a specific way to where it wouldn't open. It would just open and then close and then open and close and open and close, and I couldn't play it. Until eventually it decided it wanted to work again, and I was like, okay, thank you, I'm gonna stop crying now. But shout out to Lorna on Reddit. She's one of the developers, and she was really nice to me and helped me out where she could. Yeah, shout out to Lorna. She my homie for real. Yeah, and then this is when I realized that the red crown is in fact the symbol of the cult, and so I went and switched it and played with it a lot because I was hating everything. And that is our edgy little catboy ex-god Narender, who is still pissy about his situation.
Here I am, making my way. What do I do with it? Oh? What the fuck?
Big shout out to my friend Ring Nigma for letting me use her clips as my little out of context bumper clips. She streams on Twitch randomly, and she's just Rain Nigma across like all platforms. I love her. She's funny. Go check her out. She's, as you can see, really funny. And thank you for watching this video. I know I'm gonna do the MLP ones next. I'm gonna get back to that, but I just could not stop my brain from thinking about this game. It was driving me insane, and I had to draw them. I'm legally obligated to, like I said in the intro. Shameless self-promo. Please feel free to follow me on the social medias that you see on screen. It's solar_limbo across all platforms. Please feel free to comment down below as well. I love the little bits that you guys have to say. Feedback, of course, is wanted. And sorry if this video seemed rushed or the audio was weird at all. My sleep schedule is a mess right now, so I've been recording this from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. And like I said in the video, I normally give myself like a month to work on these videos just so I have time to live and do things. But I only got to start working on this 2 weeks in, and so I kind of had to rush it a little. But I believe that is everything. Don't forget to shine on, and I'll see you in the next one.